babes, and they going both ways. Hot nights, cold days. I ain't fucking no strings. Me comfort, no.
How you doing, bro?
I can't complain. How you holding up?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Welcome to Under Review, a different type of sports show where we tell you like it is, real, raw, and authentic. We like to consider ourselves for the people, by the people. Here you'll get it all from hot take stats, game analysis, even some fantasy football advice. We like to dib and dab in a little bit. Absolutely. And of course, we're going to give you all the jokes in and in between.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We have it all, believe me. And you can follow us at IG Podcast Under Review. And on YouTube, we are the Under Review Podcast. All streaming platforms, Under Review Podcast. But people like visuals. It's 2022.
It's all good. Got to keep it consistent.
Got to keep it consistent. Got to keep it consistent. It's been a very interesting sports week. Basketball started yesterday. We all love basketball.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody knows we're here for. We're here for the football.
Here for the pigskin.
and it was a pretty interesting. It was a very enlightening week, I'd
6,
say.
Right?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Well, first, you know what? Let's throw out a little points of interest here. Points of interest are, I like to say, things that didn't deserve a full topic, but still important enough that we should point out. You know, and first
deserves a mention, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first and foremost, let's hear it for the state of New York.
Yeah.
Right? Let's hear it for the state of New York.
New York.
LFL teams went 3-0 this weekend and are combined 14-4 so far this season. Yankees and the Mets lead their respective conferences.
Wow.
NYCFC, the football club, and the Red Bull are 3rd and 4th in the East, respectively.
Wow.
The Rangers and the Islanders are both above 500. It's a beautiful time to be a New Yorker.
Wow.
Let's just hope let's just see how basketball goes for them.
What is that? What did French Montana say? New York
They're gonna take it this year. The Knicks gonna take it every year. We'll see. We'll
Not
see.
for the Knicks and Nets though. They're gonna be well below 500 by the time. Tomorrow? Oh yeah.
Well, we'll see. I doubt they win in this game. They down by 20 right now.
Both are.
Yeah. Well,
Both are.
Listen.
Knicks and Nets done up.
Oh, mine's tapping? Oh, okay. There we go. Alrighty. You know what? I had an interesting take.
What's up?
I want to say, my bad, guys. My thing was tapping. I'm used to being behind. I ain't really. I want to pick this up, man. I believe I was talking to Dinaj off camera with this.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on this. This is just my personal feeling, right?
Ain't nothing wrong with a personal opinion.
I feel like if the AFC East was fully healthy, they might be the best division in the league right now.
Wait. Who's hurt in the AFC East?
Tua.
Okay, that's
of course.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah,
Tua.
they would have a better record.
They would have a better record. I think the last 2 games they probably would have won if they had Tua.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Which would have put them at what? 5-1 instead of the 3-3 that they are right now.
Who are the last 2 teams they lost to?
Hold on, I can pull that up for you right now.
I don't remember the last 2 teams they played.
Because I know one of the games, Bridgewater went down as well.
Cincinnati was one of them Thursday night. That's the game, unfortunately, he got hurt.
Yeah. So,
That's the game he got hurt in.
Yeah, I definitely think they could have beaten the Vikings.
Oh, it's not the Vikings.
The Jets, I don't know. The Jets kicked on them, and respectively so. The Jets are.
Well, then again, to be honest with you, Vikings are leading. They're winning in the NFC North, so I don't know if we're
gonna get to why they winning in the NFC North in a little bit.
That's fair. We'll touch on that.
That's not why they win in the NFC North.
That's not a problem.
But yeah, listen, the Patriots are 3-3.
They're still at 500, and even with the Dolphins not having Tua, they're still at
500. And you got the Jets, I believe 4-2.
4-2.
Bills 5-1.
Nobody in the AFC East is below 500. No one has a losing record.
No one has a losing record in the AFC East. So I don't know. That's just Now, granted, NFC East would be a good comparison if the Commanders were a better team.
Yeah, but they're not. So they're not.
But they're not, exactly. So you know what? That's my take, and I'm sticking to it right now. That's my take.
That's a fair. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any other division right now has. Well, you have the NFC West, but it's everybody else is 3-3. Like I think only one team is 4-2, and everybody else is 3-3.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but technically no one's below 500 too. But it's debatable. It's debatable. Maybe that's just me as a Patriots fan, but it's debatable.
Okay,
I just want to
fair.
throw that out there.
That's fair.
The tidbit: the highest scoring game of the week this week was the Jaguars versus the Colts, which we all saw coming.
Jags versus the Colts, no defense. All right.
Matt Ryan coming into that game, he led the league in fumbles with 11. He led the league in interceptions with 7, and sacks taken 21.
Well,
That's coming into that game.
That's not entirely his fault.
Not entirely his fault. No, I'm just saying the numbers. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying the numbers.
That's fair.
In that game, he threw for 390 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks taken, and 0 fumbles.
Oh, he was tired of losing.
He was tired of it.
He was tired of being on his ass. He's like, I'm done with this. I want an MVP. Damn it. I went to the Super Bowl. Damn it. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
He said, I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of this.
And listen, if anybody's seen
I thought I
our
was
wanted poster this week that I put up, it was the old men. It was Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
And they need it.
And shoot.
And they need it. And they
You know
need
what?
it.
We can touch on that. We can
That's
touch on
not
that
a
too.
problem. We'll touch on it all.
We can touch on that too, because I had someone that said they don't think Tom Brady was deserving, but they're a big Tom Brady fan. But I ain't gonna say no names.
You ain't got to say no names. I know what you're talking about. You ain't got to say no names. Wink, wink. We know
Wink,
who you
wink.
are.
We know who you
We know
talking
who you
about.
are. Wink, wink. I ain't even fully winking. Wink, wink.
Twitch.
Twitch, twitch.
All right. So let's get into this game breakdown.
All right.
And one of the people that was on the wanted poster, Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk the Jets versus the Packers. Wilson.
Yo.
Zach Wilson, 10 for 18, 110 yards.
Okay.
No touchdowns, no interceptions. Super regular, so unimpactful. It doesn't really hurt you how unimpactful they did. I don't think he hurt you.
I feel like it was still impactful due to the fact that there were a lot of, and that means not say a lot, there was definitely some third down passes that he needed to make. And I get it that 10 for 18 is not wowing. Neither is 118 yards. Neither is no touchdowns, and no interceptions. But he did what needed to be done to be able to move the ball when it was required of him. At the end of the day, he has a game plan. He followed the offensive coordinator, and he did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He maybe, looked at his primary target, and then if that person wasn't there,
primary targets, not a single Jet had more than 4 receptions or 4 targets.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, he only threw the ball 18 times.
I mean,
no one had more than 4 targets, and no one had more than 2 receptions.
So, hearing that, he probably definitely went through his progressions. Probably the first person who the play was designed for, was covered, and he just went through his progressions and took what was given to him. You can't go wrong with that.
This is not going to be the first time you hear me say this, this episode. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I'm like, there's a lot of these guys out here. And shout out to their dad, all of their dads, because all these young quarterbacks, a lot of them right now, they playing like Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, okay.
Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Joe Flacco.
And MVP, we got through that.
And MVP. He was Super Bowl MVP, yeah, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Definitely wasn't no damn regular season MVP. So,
please.
Joe Flacco would play a game.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco would probably not be the breaking point that killed you, but at the same time, he wouldn't hurt you too bad.
Yeah.
If you're the coach, Joe Flacco's not hurting you so much. Like, you're winning your games. It's not in spite of that person, because I know we talked a lot last season about the Chiefs were winning. We said in spite of Tyreek Hill, so, that's up to interpretation. But, like the Vikings, we say the Vikings win in spite of Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins definitely hurts you sometimes. Zach Wilson is not really, the team in itself, offensively, they're still, figuring it out on the Jets, but that defense is ridiculous.
That's what happens when you have the defensive coordinator for the 49ers become your head coach. Listen, they knew what they were getting. And that was a smart pick. That was a smart pickup.
Shout out to Salah, man. Listen,
Yeah.
the Jets got it all on the ground. 2 rushing touchdowns. They took that fumble back for a touchdown. that front, like I said, they got the two Williams.
Yeah, Quentin Williams.
Quickly and Quentin.
Oh, okay, quickly.
And quickly the linebacker had 14 tackles. 14
really?
tackles, which was the Packers' top two defenders.
Mm-hmm.
They had, I think, 14 combined.
Oh, really?
So by himself, he had as much as the Packers' top two defenders, and then Quentin, he had, I think, 5 tackles and 2 sacks. 2 sacks.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, so that defense is smothering. I think between that, they get it going on the ground. If Wilson doesn't kill you, they're a pretty respectable team.
You know,
they're a pretty respectable
they
team.
sounded like the 2009-2010 Jets. With
Yeah, but Mark Sanchez killed you though. Well, I mean,
in some games he did, but some games
he
didn't.
In the games he did not. You're right. No,
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good comparison.
Yeah,
That's actually a pretty fair
He had
comparison.
the whole butt fumble thing.
Well, yeah. So did he hurt you at the? Well, we all know Mark Sanchez wasn't a good quarterback. If you ask Mark Sanchez,
he was
Mark Sanchez
alright.
will say he wasn't a good quarterback.
Yeah, he was alright at best. At best, he was okay.
Yeah, he was at best he was okay.
at best he was
but
okay.
yeah, like you said, the defense did enough,
And the run game did enough.
Boy,
oh
and if
boy.
he didn't kill you, then you're good to go.
You're good to team.
10 for 18, 110 yards. You didn't really make the mistakes. You only missed 8 of your passes. Meaning we didn't need you to throw that much. You didn't kill us.
Exactly.
Now we switch over to Rodgers. Rodgers, 26 of 41. He had 246 yards and a touchdown.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Team couldn't really get anything going on the ground. I think they had 60 yards altogether as a team.
On the ground?
On the ground.
Double.
And, Rodgers is a gunslinger. They're playing a little bit from behind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he lost Cobb. I think Cobb only had 1 target at the 1 reception. He injured his ankle. Looked like he was crying coming off the field. So,
No.
yeah. He's a veteran presence. There's a whole bunch of young receivers, no real rapport with Rodgers. But the refs really eased up on those roughing the passer calls.
Well then.
I think I can count maybe. I know there was one on the Bucks. I think there was one against the Bucks.
Okay.
A roughing the passer. I think there was maybe one more. I'd have to look back and check. But man, Rodgers was getting tossed around. They made an example of him.
Well,
He was getting tossed around. He was getting hit. He got, I think, 2 back-to-back sacks. One of which was the one that was the fumble that they took back for a touchdown.
interesting. I mean, I look at it like they were tired of hearing, the refs were tired of hearing, you're protecting the quarterbacks, etc. and etc. Let them play. I think he said take the skirts off, take the dresses off. Troy Aikman, right? And that didn't boil over well with a lot of people, which is understandable. But I'm pretty sure the refs heard that and were like, oh, okay. Oh, that's how y'all feel? Don't worry. We got something for you.
We got something for you.
Aaron Rodgers, he's the face of the league. He's one of the faces, right? Say less. We ain't gonna protect him. Don't worry about it.
Which for the young guys, that's cool. We young. We can take these hits. We can run around a little bit. We can scramble.
Damn near 40-year-olds. He's like, bro, so you couldn't make an example out of Andy? You couldn't make an example out of Patrick Mahomes? You have to make an example out of me?
Man, Tom Brady was another one. He wasn't getting that call. Not like I ain't gonna say Tom Brady's always getting the call. Yeah, he's a vet. He sometimes get those calls in his favor, but yeah, they were just letting him get to it, and get to it they did, man. I think the second half, the Packers, it was a punt, touchdown, turnover on downs.
What can you say?
Sacked 4 times, hit 10 times besides that.
Were they 3-3? Like,
they're 3-3 and second, like you said, to the Vikings. Vikings are 5-1.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not. Bro, like, the Packers definitely still have time to turn it around. After this month, we will be done with half of the season. So the second half from November, December, and then 1 week of January, we'll get a chance to see what Matt LaFleur can be able to, and his offensive and defensive coordinator, what they can be able to do to help turn the season around. But I don't have much faith in them.
Not much.
I don't have much faith in them. I'm sorry.
Granted, people, I feel there's still somebody out there that's like, yeah, but I mean, to lose like that to the Jets is like, well, you can't really say that anymore. That defense is, they're a pretty stout defense. So we'll see. We'll see how things look next week when the Packers face the Commanders. So that'll be a nice bounce back game for them.
If that's a bounce back. If they go 3-4, hey.
Yeah, if they go 3-4, yeah, ring the alarm.
Shoot, I think Carson is hurt with his finger.
Oh, yeah, hit it on the helmet
Of old boy, someone in Chicago.
Yeah. All right, keep it in New York. Ravens, Giants.
Oh man, my man had Lamar. Lamar did his thing. Lamar did his thing. I mean, his completion percentage ain't.
Does
really that
Lamar
good.
not always do his thing?
No. But
You know what? I forgot. Your Mr. Lamar got to throw for 4,000 yards before he's seen as a good quarterback. My bad, guys. Lamar ain't do his thing. Lamar ain't do his thing.
I don't say that, but I understand when the general public, those in the general public, say that. I feel that Lamar is definitely a good quarterback. After this season, he will get a huge paycheck.
Just not from the Ravens.
Probably not. I don't think the Ravens are willing. They weren't even willing to. I don't think his stance is going to change.
Because,
Fully
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because in the position that the Ravens have,
yes,
Lamar Jackson is fully deserving of that money.
Of course.
But what's the point of us paying you that money if, and not no fault of your own? I don't want to put all the fault on Lamar, but if we put all that money in you, your talent doesn't translate to wins for us. We have other gaps in other places, so maybe we don't need the, I guess you would call Lamar a generational talent. He was definitely an overlooked talent coming in. Trying to switch him over to receivers and different things like that. So he's proven he can play.
Absolutely, he can play
the quarterback at an elite level.
Of course.
But if I'm the Ravens, I'm thinking to myself, do I have to take my chances elsewhere and invest some money into other parts of the team where I'm lacking? Or do I pay him this money and just try and get whatever I can get on the defensive end? Because we don't got to beat around the bush. The defense is where the Ravens are really getting killed out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they cannot finish. They cannot. I think they allow their second half points that they allow is crazy, and they barely put up points themselves. So they've lost almost, I want to say, the last 3 games. They've had leads, and they just, let's see here. Miami, they were up 12 minutes left in the fourth, 35-14. They lose 42-38. Second half against Buffalo, they're up 20-3, or at the beginning of the second half. They lose that game 23-20. They went scoreless the whole second half. Against the Giants, 6 minutes left in the fourth, they're up 20-10. They lose 24-20. It's just, they run out of gas defensively.
Yeah.
They get off on getting up early and really quick, and hopefully they just keep it going. But if you figure them out, they have no way of stopping you from marching back up. And
their defense is not there honestly, from what it looks like. In the fourth quarter with 12 minutes and 18 seconds left, they were up 35-14 on Miami. Miami came back 42-38. That is embarrassing. That is absolutely embarrassing, bro.
And you know what? The game against the Giants actually should have been worse, because there was a play, I believe, I think it was in the fourth quarter. They scored. It was in the fourth quarter. They scored a touchdown. A touchdown that got them to 20. The time ran out. Their play clock ran out, but it was like maybe a tick and a half passed, and they just let the play run. And they scored the touchdown on there. And I'm like, But again, you can't complain about that, because sometimes it happens. What are you going to do? You're going to cry about it, but, it is what it is. But, I mean, the team, they didn't look that bad. Offensively, they looked good, but they looked bad at the same time. Kenyon Drake, he had a crazy day on the ground. I think he had over 100 yards rushing. It was the first time since week 1 that Lamar wasn't the leading rusher for the team. The problem was that the receivers just couldn't get involved. I think Mark Andrews had more yards than all the receivers combined.
Yeah.
And the second leader in yards was Likely, the second string tight end. The receivers didn't,
I know they have Rashard Bateman, I think his name is, from Minnesota. This is his second year.
Bateman, I don't know if Bateman was whether he, because I know he didn't play the game before. I couldn't tell you if he played this game or not, because the stats don't show it. Devin Duvernay,
another one. Nice on fantasy, but in real life, no.
Was he nice on fantasy? I got him on fantasy. He definitely was nice on fantasy this past week. Hell no, it wasn't nice on fantasy. Hell no.
My bad. But nah, I don't. They don't have any receivers at the end of the day, and looking at what a receiver needs, obviously you need hands, but you also need route running and you have to be able to read the defense. If you as a receiver are, let's say, you're running a dig route, right? If you're running a dig route, which is
Steve, this way he be breaking it down, Steve. I love when he does this. This is my favorite.
Meaning it's just an inside route. That's all it is. So if you're running one of the few inside routes, if you run a dig route, a lot of times you might be in between the two linebackers if they're dropping back, right? Let's say if there's two linebackers.
If they're in the zone, or maybe if he's in the spy or something like that. If they're not rushing and they're dropping. Okay.
Exactly. So it's if you as a receiver sees a soft spot and you don't sit within it, but Lamar sees it and Lamar tries to throw it where he assumes you might, be.
Right.
And then it gets picked, or it's an incompletion.
That's also true, because you know what? That comes from a lot of time of playing with each other too, knowing the ins and outs, knowing how your quarterback thinks and where he's gonna look for you to go.
Exactly.
And that comes with putting in the reps. So maybe they just do need some more time together. But I don't know. I do believe Lamar does deserve the money, but like you, I believe he's not going to be in the Ravens purely because I don't think it's the winning formula.
No, it's not.
Not his fault at all, but if they invest all of that into him, they're pretty much accepting that we're not really going to
go.
They don't have faith in themselves to build. Yeah, what they are now is what they're going to be.
Look at what team paid Deshaun Watson. Okay. It wasn't the Houston Texans.
That's true.
He's going to get the guarantee money, but he just won it with Baltimore. Sir, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not going to happen. You'll get the money with one of the other 31 teams. Probably 30, because Cleveland ain't going to pay him. But
probably a very short number.
Yeah. One of them, but not with the Ravens, sir. I apologize. It's not going to happen.
Not. But hey, you know what? Let's give credit where credit's due. Daniel Jones, 19 of 27.
Look at that.
173 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Look at that.
Saquon, 83 yards, 22 carries, and a game-winning touchdown. I think that's like one of 3 game-winning touchdowns he has this season. Well, he the last touchdown scored, which then becomes considered the game-winning touchdown.
Game-winning touchdown, yeah.
They're definitely showing their resilience, the Giants. The defense can contain the best of them. They've been showing that. I'd say they're not too far off from the Jets in defense, and they're definitely not far off at all in the NFC East.
No, they're 5-1 right now, right?
Yeah.
They are a very good team.
Yes.
Daniel Jones is no different than
Zach Wilson,
yeah,
right?
No
Joe Flacco. All these guys these Joe Flacco's kids, man. Joe Flacco's children. These all his children, man. All my children. All my children. And you know what? It's not so bad of a thing to think, because now look at it. Would you rather have a Daniel Jones caliber quarterback, but you were able to invest in a solid defense? You get a Saquon Barkley running it from the backfield, or would you rather invest everything in a Lamar Jackson, and you're kind of lacking elsewhere? They don't really have a running back.
That's the
Dobbins, like, where the hell he be at?
He hurt.
If it wasn't for Drake's good game this week, again, Lamar's been the leading rusher for like the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, he can't do it all, bro. I understand. Like, Lamar's going to sit here and get like
that's the issue. He can do it all. But they ain't going to win.
That's what I'm saying. Doing it all requires winning. That's what I meant. I meant to say he can't do it all. I mean, play as well and then win. Like, that's not, no. You'll get the rushing yards and the passing yards, which is cool, but you're not going to get any accolades outside of possibly being an MVP.
An MVP.
No. Apologize. Pro Bowler. He ain't get no damn MVP if they not winning. He not being an all first team all NFL.
Well, no.
First team all pro.
Now
He's not going to be first team all pro.
The Ravens win enough. They win enough. They win enough.
Okay, let's put it like this. When he won his MVP, I think they won 14 games, bro. They were 14-2.
Yeah.
So he needs to win 10+ games with those particular numbers. He can't go like, that they added an extra game. I apologize. He can't go, 9-7, 10-6 and win the MVP. No, that's not going to happen. He needs to He needs to win the NFC North and be a contender for the first seed in the AFC for him to win.
Winning the NFC
MVP.
North is not the greatest of feats right now this season.
It's not, but it's still
not,
it's his conference. He needs to win his division. He needs to win his division,
right,
and be possibly in the contending for the top team, to be the top team in the conference, for him to have those type of numbers and be considered an MVP. Because I'm like, you can have those numbers, but if you're not winning, what's the point of
What's
them?
the point? Exactly.
What's the point of the numbers? It makes you look good, cool, but if it doesn't translate to
if
the
it don't translate to wins, what's the point?
Is it not? Yeah, and granted, it's not all his fault. I will say that it is not all his fault.
No, by all means, not at all.
It's not, but
he's doing the best he can.
Yeah,
and it's Lamar is not really killing you.
Yeah.
Lamar's not killing you, but as a team, you guys are just not there.
Yeah.
Lamar's not killing you, but speaking of someone who is killing you, let's talk about the Broncos.
Russ.
15-28.
He needs another year with these guys, man. That's all I'm gonna say. He needs another year.
I don't know if another year is gonna fix it.
Yeah, I think it will.
I'm in Jeremy's seat right now, so my job is to hate Russell Wilson with my entire being.
Let's not do that, man. Russell Wilson.
You're in the Nacho seat, so you team Russ.
I'm not the Nacho. I'm not the Nacho.
You said go Russ.
Yeah, nah.
Let's ride.
The Nacho be like, Russ has always been X, Y, and Z. I'm like, relax. He wasn't always this good. Like he was okay.
Well, I think Russ was better than okay at a certain point. In the beginning, Russ was okay. Yeah, in the beginning, Russ was okay, and his defense was superb.
Yeah.
He had a great team. So kind of like what we're looking at with the Giants and the Jets, where it's an overall team. He had a really good overall team, well-rounded. He didn't have to be great. As the team started to decline, he started to improve. Because
1,000% agree.
Yes.
1,000%
So
agree.
it was just a timing thing. As the Seahawks as a team got worse, their defense started to get a little bit worse. The talent wasn't there like that. Russ started to improve because it's just all Russ now.
That's fair.
So, you know, he's Lockett's balling. He got DK looking good at different times. You know, that's for the past 2-3 years. That was the past 2-3 years.
Not his whole career.
Not his whole career, right. So he's gotten better. What was it? That last season he got hurt. First losing season. Yeah. So now he's over here and he has to prove himself because, you know, people always defend Russ. Oh, Russ has been putting up numbers. He should be in MVP talks. He should be this. He should be that. Oh, remember Russ? He's gone to 2 Super Bowls and all of this good stuff. All right. Put up or shut up. You're coming into a team. These guys are top 8. I want to say they're 4th in points allowed, the defense.
Okay. Points allowed.
The defense. The Broncos allow the 4th least points. So, meaning it is not easy to score on these guys.
Okay.
The Broncos are dead last in offensive points per game this season.
They can't move the ball.
They cannot move the ball. But you know what? Looking at these numbers, looking at the numbers, this was actually one of the better games for us. But what can you say? The better games for us, no receiver had more than 3 catches. I think the Chargers barely had any pass deflections. I think they had 3 total pass deflections or something like that. Melvin Gordon gets benched. You got Latavius Murray, flashbacks of him running the ball all over the field. They just have absolutely no synergy. And whether it's Russ not trusting himself, whether it's the play calling not trusting him, I think the last 3 drives were identical. Running play, incomplete pass. Running play, incomplete pass. Running play, incomplete pass. The last 3 drives. In the second half and overtime, Russ was 3 for 11 for 15 yards, 0 touchdowns.
That offensive coordinator gonna lose his job, bro.
Well, everybody gonna lose their job before Russ. They paid Russ.
That's a fact.
Not only did you pay Russ, it's gonna be impossible for you to move Russ right now.
That's a fact. He ain't going nowhere. They ain't gonna move him. Offensive coordinator gonna lose his job. Offensive coordinator gonna lose his job.
You know what? And we kind of questioned. We thought Nathaniel Hackett was gonna lose his job as head coach.
He might, but he's not gonna be first.
He might not be first. Well, you know what? We don't know because before and Danash apologized. She said, she's sorry for putting all the blame on you. Some of it is on Russ, but how hard is it for you to kill Russ? Now, the reason Russ hasn't gotten a wanted poster, I've had people asking me, how come Russ doesn't have a wanted poster? He's probably the most missing of them all for 245 big ones. He got like the perfect scapegoat. I should have gave him a wanted poster for that heinous crime of saying Broncos country, let's ride at the end of that damn post-game interview. He should have got one just off the strength of that. But
God bless
he
that
came
man.
off that game. He had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, his lat is also torn. Like there's an injury with his latissimus dorsi. So I'm
And
like,
in this game, he injured his hamstring. So now he was playing through an injured hamstring.
He got
has an
hamstring,
injured
shoulder, lat.
Man's breaking down. Man's breaking down.
Bro.
How can I make a wanted poster on this man on his last legs?
that's
man?
heartless. That's heartless if you did it.
That's heartless if I did it. It's in the cut. I have it in the clip. It's in the chamber.
Keep it in the chamber. Don't let that shit fly.
It's in the chamber.
Don't let that shit fly.
Oh, man. Herbert was 35 of 57, 238 yards.
Oh,
no
he stayed
touchdowns,
throwing the
but-
damn ball, bro.
Yeah, man, yes. And he's not 100% healthy. I don't think he ever fully healed from that injury, but shit, you wouldn't be able to tell it.
No.
You wouldn't be able to tell it at all.
That's true.
I mean, it was pretty much all the Austin Eckler show.
Yeah,
He
that's
led in
true.
carries.
Yeah.
He led in targets. He led in receptions. And he had the only touchdown.
Yeah, I ain't really
Thought
sure.
I thought I was watching Christian McCaffrey out there.
Who?
McCaffrey like maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, I.
Before that, we're gonna see where McCaffrey land. He might become McCaffreyable. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe like 3 years ago, McCaffrey out here looking. No, sir.
Yeah, they. I feel like they really struggled. I don't want to say struggle because they win some, they lose some, but without Keenan Allen, Keenan hasn't been there. Remember, Keenan hasn't been there since week 1.
Oh my gosh. What is his injury? Hamstring again? Oh, yeah, this guy, bro. It's like every fucking year. It's the same thing.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nah,
He's
bro.
Mr. Consistent, all right?
Got you.
For that
Consistently
team,
with the hamstring injury, bro. He's done I don't know how many years he got left on his contract, but whenever it finishes or whenever they find him
Can
out,
you? Because what does the offense look like without him? Mike Williams is not that guy without Keenan Allen taking those
draft
reps and
somebody.
catches.
It's a draft every year. It's a draft every year. Another young man that don't got a hamstring problem.
Some hungry young man
Some
coming up.
hungry young man don't got a hamstring problem. Nah, bro. He got to go. Like, I'm not saying he asked nothing like that, but you've had hamstring issues for the past 3 years, possibly? Maybe 4? I just know it was more than 2.
Hamstrings and ankles, those are probably the most lingering, well,
Yeah, I
concussions and CTE and stuff. You know,
Boy, that's the most.
That's a different
That's
animal
the
right
most
there.
lingering.
Yeah, sit your ass down too. I heard you was trying to play and you like lost your memory. So
put me in
yeah,
coach. Put me in
we
coach.
giving you a pass, but sit down.
Put me in coach.
Yeah, I mean it was an ugly win, but it was a much needed divisional one. Divisional wins are always important. So
Yeah, and they're not too far. They one game behind the Chiefs, the Chargers. So yeah, they definitely need.
they're still in it. Yeah, they're still in it.
Yeah.
So take the divisional win, just move on, see if you can get a game plan going, get the name of the other receiver is giving me. I believe he's a rookie or second year that the Chargers have.
Or maybe they have the same record as the Chiefs. They both 4-2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
They're the same record. My bad. Because I know they lost last week. The Chiefs lost last week.
Yeah.
They definitely they lost against the Bills. And they lost against some other team. I know damn well they wasn't undefeated when they lost to the Bills.
What do you mean defeated?
But they lost. They lost to the Rams and the Bills.
Yeah.
All right, I bet.
Yeah. It was a 4-2. You was right.
Yeah, 4-2.
You're right.
Okay.
Right. Now this little segment here, I want to talk about this. I don't
What's
know
up?
if you Patriots fan.
I mean, hey, man.
Let's talk about this guy.
I ain't denying so you
Let's
ain't
talk
gonna
about
get
this
no
guy Bailey. Let's talk about
biasness
this
coming
guy
out of me.
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey's, all right, we gonna talk about Bailey Zappi and Matt Jones. They both cheeks. Now let's go to the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Cheeks is a strong word.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm just kidding. They're both definitely not cheeks, man. Not at all.
But they both definitely can't be the starter moving forward when Mac Jones is healthy. So let's just play this scenario out. Hold on.
Jones is a first round draft pick. He's gonna get
What that mean?
What that mean? He's going to get this nod, bro.
In a Belichick world,
Listen, if Zappy is out here winning games and his numbers are fair, okay.
what do his numbers being fair have to do with winning games? We just talked about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson numbers is fair as hell. He ain't winning shit.
Listen. Fair. If you talk about 240 something yards with 77 rushing yards, Zappy ain't doing that shit. If you talk about fair, my bad.
Okay. 3 games. They both played 3 games.
Okay.
Jones in 3 games, he has 796 yards.
Okay.
2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Yeah, 76.2 passer rating. I think his record is 1-2. He won 1, lost 2.
Okay.
They score 16.6 a game, and they allow 23.6 a game.
Okay. Shoot.
That's losing football.
That's definitely losing football.
Insert Zappy. 3 games, 596 yards. It's 200 yards less.
Okay.
Right? 4 touchdowns. 1 interception.
Okay.
111.4 rating.
Okay.
The team is averaging 31.3 points a game and allowing only 10.6 a game.
Okay.
They're having longer stretches on the field offensively.
Offensively, yeah.
He's taking check downs. He's taking short. I think his first game, he didn't even have 100 yards. I think he had like 98 yards.
Okay.
So he had 98 the first game. Then he had in the mid hundreds, I want to say it was like 170, about 180. And then this last game was the first game that he had like 200 something yards.
Okay.
So he is getting his confidence up there. Now, granted, shout out to the Patriots defense, which honestly, if you've been watching the Patriots, their defense hasn't been bad this season at all. The offense just can't get going. It never will be bad.
Right.
They just can't get going offensively, and your defense can only do but so much.
Yeah.
Throw me a bone here, Give us some rest on the bench.
Yeah.
So Zappy takes it slow. He gets the check downs. He's not, he's not risking it all and stuff like that. The defense is well rested because the Lions were coming into that game. They led the league in scoring. 35 points a game. Shutout.
Damn. Jared Goff out here leading the
Don't do that. Jared Goff was a Super Bowl contender. Super Bowl contender. He was a Super Bowl contender.
Oh, boy.
If there was a trophy for Super Bowl contenders.
Say, nigga, someone's Trent Diffler. If you don't get the fuck out of here talking about some Super Bowl contender. All right. You're right.
Participation trophies. Trophies.
You're right.
So, what is it a case of the defense just stepping up? Is that giving them a little bit more time? Does he fit the Patriots as a more malleable 4th rounder instead of a confident 1st rounder in Mac Jones? I don't know. Because to me, that's a harder. That one you can make that, because you know what you're saying, 1st round pick, right? This is different than a Dallas situation. Where in Dallas we have to choose between a Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. We just paid Dak Prescott big. No matter what, even if you're winning, your numbers look fantastic, we gotta start Dak.
So we got it. We done paid that man.
We done paid him too much to not start him.
You right.
Because if we don't start him at quarterback, we gotta start him somewhere. Dak gonna be a safety, or he gonna be something for the money that you pay him.
No, the fuck he not.
but that situation makes sense because we've paid him. Mac is still on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Mac could easily be out of here. We don't got to pick up that option.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
we think Zap is better for us, we can move forward with Zap.
I mean, I look at it as this: you're 1,000% right, because when it comes down to 1st rounders, bro, like let's say if they're making 4 years, which is the 5th year option is obviously there. So let's say 4 years, $25 million, right? Bro, 21 out of that 25 million is given to them year 1. Right. And it's $1 million for the next 3 years.
Exactly.
So they already gave the bulk of the money to him. So, I mean, I see what you mean.
And you know Bill love his work cheap. He love his work for cheap.
Yeah,
he don't get
really
no cheaper
do.
than 4th round quarterback.
He do. I look at it I would not be shocked if they stick with Zappy and they They would have to go far, though. They would have to contend for the AFC East. And I mean contend, they're not touching the Bills. So they would have...
Which is not
AFC,
super far-fetched right now.
Yeah, they
You're
could...
one
they
game
could,
behind the Jets.
The Jets, exactly. They could battle the
games
Jets.
behind the Bills. Now, granted, you're only in this situation because Tua got hurt. If Tua didn't get hurt, you wouldn't be here. And also, shoot, if Mac Jones didn't get hurt, I don't know if you'd be in this situation as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what your record would be if Mac Jones had kept playing. I showed the numbers, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't have won any of those 2 games. But
let's slow down. You said 1 game behind the Jets and 2 games behind the who?
Any given Sunday. What's I don't understand.
Any given Sunday.
What's funny, Steve? I made a joke. I don't understand.
Yes,
I made a joke. Any given Sunday.
The Bills gonna stay where they at.
Any given Sunday.
The Bills gonna stay where they at.
Listen.
And they gonna fight for the second seed.
Listen. I don't wish it on nobody. You seen what happened to Tua.
All right, John. That's
you see how that boy Josh Allen be running the ball.
Bro.
You see how that boy Josh Allen be running the ball with reckless abandonment. Reckless abandonment.
Don't be nasty.
You seen the highlights. Josh Allen going for the hurdle. Boy, all it takes is one defender to just stand their ass up. Yeah.
He a big boy. He's 30. 6'5", 240.
Yeah. He's sturdy. That's gonna protect him. Okay. We're gonna see. Again, I don't wish that on no man. I don't wish it on no man. Get your chicken, feed your kids. Listen, I don't wish that on no man, but I'm just telling you, all right?
That is funny.
Speaking of Dak and Rush, let's talk about these Cowboys and Eagles.
Hey.
I want to say that was a painful game to watch. But
That was two good
gonna be
teams. At the end of the day, that don't got no real explosive quarterback that's gonna throw for 300, 400 yards. Hurts is a good quarterback, man. So is Rush. He's a good quarterback. But both of them got really good defenses. It's just the Eagles' defense is better.
Well, Eagles' defense is better. The Rush is not built for that moment. I don't think Rush was, because those first 2 picks, oh man, his confidence is done. I don't have the confidence of someone that's getting paid $245 million. I know you seen those old, you talk to some old basketball players and stuff like that, and they said, yeah, what happens when you're shooting 2 for 20 from the field? And then they'd be like, 2 for what? I don't even remember those last shots I took. I'm gonna keep shooting.
Yeah,
I get paid to shoot. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush don't have that mentality. Cooper Rush he's a hop and skip away from free agency at all times. So that pressure is a lot on him. 18 for 38, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Nah.
But then compare that, 18 to 38, compare that to, and 181. Compare that to Jalen Hurts, 15 completions on 25 attempts, 182 yards, 27 rushes. But like you said, the defenses did their thing. Jalen Hurts got sacked 4 times, but he moves around a little bit more.
Yeah.
But 182 total yards, 27 of it was rushing. So I think he only had 100 and what would be 147, 147, 157. There you go. So after going scoreless in the first, both teams, Philly was up 23 at the half. Interceptions, you're down big at the half. The game wasn't really going anywhere. The turnovers cost Dallas. I think 2 of those interceptions were from Gardner Johnson.
Gardner Johnson, boy, used to be a saint.
They all used to be a saint. And boy, he was chirping at that camera. I don't know if you've seen the game. Because the Saints released him, right?
Oh, yeah, they did.
The Saints released him, so he had to let him know. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't doing that in the Saints, but I hear you can chirp all you want.
Hey, man.
He wasn't doing that in the Saints.
Hey, it's location.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's the defensive coordinator who's better at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they're utilizing him far better than the Saints could. So I can't be mad at him. It's better. Maybe it's better. It was better that he got cut.
He had 2 of them. I think Slay had 1.
There is Slay, man. The Detroit Lions are stupid. Matt Patricia.
So you get Slay from but that's an eye for talent. Well, yeah, Matt Patricia is stupid, but we still waiting on him to show us something in New England.
Yeah.
But you get Slay. You get this guy, Gardner Johnson.
Yeah.
Shoot, Bradbury to me, he had a really good game. The amount of deflections he had, tackles, he was locking, he was holding it down. And listen, Rush wasn't sacked. The pressure wasn't very crazy on him. He just didn't have nowhere to throw it. The secondary everything was contained.
Yeah.
It was very much contained. And I felt like this game was needed for Dak. Because, again, you're coming into this and you're like, hey, we kind of got this synergy going on with Cooper Rush right now. Do we really want to start Dak? This was the game that was like, all right, we need to put Dak. Because Dak was healthy. Dak could have played. But they say go with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has been with these guys. He's been playing with them. Cooper Rush knows, they've built a little bit of something here. This game was exactly what you needed. Because if Cooper Rush wins this game,
now Dak looking at that bench a little longer.
A little bit longer, possibly.
Yeah,
you needed this game to get Dak back in there. So, you hate to see a Cooper Rush. I wish him nothing but the best, but I don't think Cooper Rush is starting anytime soon.
No, sir.
But this was the game I wanted to see out of Hurts. Like you were saying Hurts is not like a blow you out of the
water.
People, and they say all the time, the Eagles can kill you any which way. They're very resilient. I'm like, well, any which way, the Eagles kill you on the ground.
That's it.
For the most part. Running back, Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts before this game had 4 passing touchdowns, and 3 of them came in one game. I think 3 of them came in week 2.
He ain't passing the ball.
Well, you know what? But that was good to see in this one. He did get some rushing yards, but he left it to the running backs. He did get 2 passing touchdowns, so he did show up, and that's against the Dallas defense.
Yeah.
That's against the Dallas defense. They putting pressure on you up there.
Yeah.
Diggs did fairly well in coverage, but I think this was a game.
He did?
Yeah, and thrown to but zones and man coverage, but they show the stats of him specifically against AJ.
Okay. I'm sorry, bro. Like Diggs is he not it.
Listen, I can't kill Diggs this game. But
because he's not like a corner, like he's an inside corner, so he plays the nickel. You know what I'm saying? He's not lining up on X receivers, not lining up on Y receivers, more like on slots. You know what I mean? So when guys, if the personnel for the offense is running an 11, right? Mm-hmm. So if they have or a 21, so if they're running 2 running backs, 1 tight end, so therefore they would more than likely have 2 receivers or 3 receivers. Yeah, no, 2 receivers, 2 receivers, right? That's a 21 personnel, 2 running backs. So the 21, it means the first number is the running back, second one is the tight end. So
you hear this, man? Steve? Is that what
the 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end that would have 2 receivers. Now, if they're running an 11, it would be obviously 1 running back, 1 tight end. Therefore, they'll have 3 receivers, so they'll have 1 guy in the slot. And that's the type of player, the slot player who Diggs would necessarily cover. So it's like Diggs, he's and Jalen Ramsey said it best. He's a good corner. He's just not an outside corner. He's an inside corner.
He's good at what he does.
Exactly. So it's like when he had 11 picks last year, everybody's like, oh man, he blew up X, Y, and Z. But he's not doing that shit again this year, bro.
No. Yeah,
he's not doing that shit again this year, bro. No.
But I can't crucify him for this game.
Yeah, no.
For this game specifically, he did his thing, but Jalen Hurts just, he found a way in the air, and that's what I wanted to see from him. Show me that you can do it by land in my air, because we all know running wise, they got it. They'll kill you. They've had, I think, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 different rushes. Jalen Hurts will get it. Sanders will get it. Yeah, they can get to it on the ground. So I definitely look forward. I do agree. I agree with Jeremy that I'd say they are the best team in the league right now.
Yeah. I mean, because he doesn't make so many mistakes,
right?
He doesn't need to throw for 300.
He doesn't need to throw for all that. So I'm not looking for him to throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns all the time. I'm not looking for Josh Allen numbers from him. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, just don't make no
Defense
mistakes,
do what they do. Kill him on the run. Throw the ball when you need to. So show me that you can throw the ball when you need to. Shoot, that's it. That's winning football.
They control the game. That's
do.
really what it is. I hope that when it comes to the playoffs, they can continue to. If they can continue to control the game even in the playoffs. Oh, yeah, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If they can control the game against any team in the NFC, yeah, they're going to.
Well, I mean, you see in some, I think maybe 1 or 2 games, game was a little bit close near the end, but most games, like you said, they get up a little bit, and then they just coast. They contain you. They don't do nothing, too much razzle-dazzle on their part.
Yeah, man.
They're good to go.
They're a good team.
Well, if they're the best team, let's talk about potentially the second and third best team.
That's fair.
This was a game.
Yeah,
this was a game.
Allen was waiting. He was
Bills versus. Oh my gosh!
Allen was waiting for
that chip
boys.
on his shoulder. He had the block on his shoulder, not a chip. He had the whole block.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
27 for 40, 361 total yards, including 32 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
Allen trying to throw that thing, man.
Is Allen your MVP right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other player because the MVP is unfortunately the quarterback award. So I don't see any other quarterback who would contend. I mean, if Hurts' record, I apologize if his statistics were better.
If his statistics were more standout,
throw his name in there.
Like you said, it goes off the record.
So, he's only 1 game behind. He's 5-1, 4-1, 5-1. And at the moment, and his numbers, he has the most passing touchdowns with 17. Only has 4 picks, and has the most yards. And he's throwing over 65% completion rating. Right. So, yeah, no, I gotta put him there.
Listen, I second it. You wouldn't be wrong to say that.
Yeah, gotta put him there, man.
Oh, Bills did a great job putting pressure on Mahomes. He got sacked 3 times. He got hurried in the double digits, so they was getting to him. But then again, I always look at some of those numbers too for quarterbacks that play a lot outside of the pocket.
Yeah.
Were they really hurried, or do they just sometimes instinctively roll out and it kind of gets counted as a hurry?
And that's exactly what old boy does. He rolls out the pocket all the damn time. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
This man does not know what it means to stay inside the pocket and step up. He doesn't know what that means. His first instinct is to run outside the pocket. And it's it got him far. It won him a Super Bowl against the 49ers. But that shit bit him in the ass when he faced Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But that's Mahomes. That's Andy Reid. Andy Reid let him do that. Because, listen.
Bullshit.
The better Mahomes does, the more of a testament it is to Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid's I came up and I got this guy. I saw the talent in this guy. I seen who he was, and
he did.
I gotta let him rock. But at the same time, you've heard me say this before. Mahomes sometimes he reminds me of Brett Favre last season and stuff like that, and the way he plays. But hey, he Mahomes, man. He got a Super Bowl ring. They're gonna be all right. I think the issue to me, and I love that Juju showed up. Juju was there to play. I think he had 5 catches, 5 targets, 115, 116 yards or something like that.
He'll be there next year.
And
so
a touchdown.
What you gotta do.
Well, yeah, I don't think he's the answer. But at the same time, too, what kills Mahomes to me is we say he won in spite of Tyreek Hill. I think there's no Tyreek Hill to bail him out. And when I say bail him out, not so much that Mahomes is always making bad throws, but when Mahomes does roll out, it helps to have a Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
It helps to have a Tyreek Hill with his speed and his backyard football. Because when you start rolling out, you see your quarterback. Again, Hill also knew Mahomes. So there's a play when Mahomes rolls and in the red zone. He rolls right, similar to what he did against the Buccaneers. Where, he did the spin move and the little, toss, and everybody's like, man, that's something out of Madden. We've never seen anything like that. Similar play. You do that here. You roll out. But these guys don't know you like Tyreek knows you. They don't know exactly where to go where you want. So a lot of times you roll out right. The receiver rolls out as far right as he can. And they're kind of just standing there. And he throws it in the end zone to the receiver that's standing there. It's essentially a jump ball in between 2 defenders, and it gets intercepted.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem making that throw to a Kelsey, but it wasn't Kelsey.
What the hell was it?
I don't even remember. I think it's I can't remember the name of the receiver.
He wasn't nobody important.
It wasn't on because the new guy they got at number 10, the young guy who they put a lot on his shoulders, it wasn't him. And they try to get that guy to play like Tyreek, but
just because he got the same number.
Well, yeah, and he ain't Tyreek, and you got to learn to play in spite of the Tyreek. But if you did have a Tyreek Hill there, Tyreek Hill knows exactly how you move. He knows where you're going, and he would know exactly what you would want.
Yeah.
To find that soft spot while you're rolling, so that you can hit him.
Yeah.
He's not just gonna stand there at the end of the end zone, and even still, that was just an ill-advised pass. If I'm rolling out and I see you just standing there, and there's 2 defenders there. You're not the jump ball receiver. I'm just going to have to let that go.
Yeah. Yeah, he really tried to force a pass. He really tried to. That's what happened when I talk about the confidence. It's good, the Brett Favre thing you said. Yeah. Because Brett Favre would feel comfortable enough to be like, you got 2 defenders? I can make it.
Yep.
and get that shit picked
and
off.
get it picked off, and then that's that. That's Brett Favre football.
That's Brett Favre for you.
But listen, the run was looking good for the Bills. Singletary was looking great. They were tied going into the half. Mm-hmm. This was the interesting stat here. The Bills allow 7 points in all of the second halves they've played this season. So the entirety of second halves, they've only allowed 7 points. In the entirety of second halves played this season, the Chiefs have scored 77 points. So the second half defense was that deciding factor for them. Von Miller showed streaks of being Von Miller. He had two out of the 3 sacks that they had on Mahomes.
He went there for a reason. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, and he's going to show it in games where he needs to, and down the stretch, he's definitely going to show it.
$100 million contract. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but, it was a beautiful thing to see. But, listen, that was a matchup. It's definitely going to be a playoff matchup, so...
Yeah, for sure.
Look forward to seeing exactly how that goes. So
for sure.
Let's go on now. I'm excited. Game picks.
Oh, fantasy football.
Week 7. No. We doing the game picks. They got to tune into the social media. Your fantasy football knowledge is coming tomorrow. So tune in to the podcast on the review page on Instagram tomorrow. We'll be dropping our stardoms and situms for you on fantasy lineups. But for right now, we're going to do them game picks. Who we got winning? Regular game picks.
All right, let's do it.
So we got the Saints at the Cardinals. This is in Arizona. They just lost to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But D-Hop's back.
D-Hop's back? Yeah. I got the Cardinals. Saints don't even know who the hell their quarterback is.
Ed Dalton.
Cardinals. All right.
Cardinals, same. Lions at the Cowboys.
Ooh, I got to go with the Cowboys.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys, too. Dak's first game back. Lions let up, I think they allow the most points in the league. So,
all right, man. Cowboys it is.
Packers at Commanders. I just got to go with the Packers. Yeah. I got to go with the Packers on this one.
They got too many injuries. And last week against the Bears, whew, Packers.
Yeah.
Packers. Oh, my gosh.
Browns at Baltimore.
Oh, that's going to be a challenging one because the Browns are not cheeks. And when they face an AFC
North opponent.
AFC North opponent. Yeah, they turn up. That's going to be it's easy for me to say the Ravens because the Browns been cheeks for so long. But I think I'm going to go with the Browns.
I also believe the Browns are going to win that one.
I think I'm going to go with the Browns.
I believe the Browns are going to win that one. Bucks at the Panthers.
Next one.
Falcons and Cincy.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Falcons against the Bengals.
That's going to be a good one.
Falcons have they've been overperforming.
Yes.
I think they've been going under the radar.
Yes, they're 3-3, right? They're 500.
They're 500.
Oh, that's going to be. Damn, that's going to be a tough one.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, me too.
They're gonna
give them a fight.
They're gonna give them a fight. It's gonna be a close one, I feel. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Giants versus the Jags in Jacksonville. We all know who we're going with there.
Man, we gotta go with the Giants on that one.
Colts at the Titans.
Ooh.
Colts at Tennessee.
I got Tennessee.
I got Indy.
You got Indy?
Yeah,
okay.
I got Indy. I think Matt Ryan rides the high of that game. I believe Jonathan Taylor should be back this week too. Don't know how much difference that's gonna make, but
hopefully it makes some.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts. Texans at the Raiders.
Ooh, Vegas versus Houston. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Raiders.
I don't have much. Damian Pierce is gonna have a good game, but
the Raiders are still gonna win. Jets at the Broncos.
Did we say Russ has a
hamstring,
lat,
and his lat,
shoulder?
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Because
I don't even know if the Broncos. I don't even know if he's gonna quarterback. Even if he does quarterback, still the Jets.
5-2 for the Jets.
Chiefs at 49ers.
Gotta go with the Chiefs. They're gonna bounce back.
Seahawks at Chargers.
Injuries.
Seahawks at Chargers. I'm going Seahawks. Seahawks have been my sleeper pick for the past few weeks.
They're at 500. They're 3-3 as well.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. Keenan Allen should be back, though. I believe he was like borderline to have been back this game, but Keenan Allen should be back. But I'm still going to go with the Seahawks on this.
I'm going with the Chargers.
You're going to go with the Chargers, okay? Yeah. Steelers at the Dolphins.
Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'm going to go Steelers.
Okay.
I'm going to go Steelers in that one. And Bears at Patriots. We all know we're going with the Patriots.
Patriots, bro. Patriots.
Hey, and guess what now? Now you 4-3.
4-3.
Now you 4-3. You go with the Dolphins. I go with the Steelers. If the Dolphins lose, they're 3-4. If the Jets somehow get beat by the Broncos with a different quarterback that's not Russ.
That'd be crazy if the Jets do lose.
If the Jets lose.
Who the hell is their backup?
I haven't the slightest.
They can't lose that game.
They can't lose. Oh, the Jets need it. But yeah, that's all she wrote, man.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Thank you for joining me.
I got you,
here. We always love having you, Mr. ESPN.
I appreciate it. I appreciate being here.
Alrighty. My name again is Jonathan. You can follow me on all socials. I'm on the podcast page. It's Joe Nathan, Joe_Nathan, JOE_NAYTHAN. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.
New women always, never wifey's old ways, and they going both ways. Hot nights, cold days. I ain't fucking no strays. Me cover.